Today's guest at the Rock House is Jacob Binzer from the band DAD. DAD are about to embark on their first Australian tour since 1990. Welcome, Jacob. How's things going?
Thank you very much. It's going good. It's going good. Yeah, I'm looking forward, as you said, for the first time. It's our second Australian tour, and for the first time in 30 years. So
yeah, wow,
it's gonna be a blast. Yeah, but I remember quite clearly our last trip there.
Yeah,
very fond memories. Yeah,
from the last trip.
As we played a couple of shows and a benefit show and did a whole lot of promotion. And but my fondest memory was when we went back for promotion for the second album, and when all the work was done, I went up north to Cairns, and I went on a motorcycle safari with a guy called Roy or Ron. He was an old motocross driver. He had this shop. You could rent motocross bikes and go around in the nature So I might want to do that again.
Well, Ron, if you're watching from Cairns, be prepared. Coming back your way.
Yeah.
So the band itself, DAD, it's been going on now for 40 years. Is that right?
Very close, yes. In 2 years, it'll be 40 years, yeah.
Fantastic. And you were brought into the band in the first couple of years. Your elder brother, Jasper, on vocals, brought you into the band. In those early days, you were going by the name of Cobber. Where does the nickname Cobber come from?
I still do, and some people still call me that. It's Jacob Cobber. That's where it comes from. It was my brother. I think he couldn't talk properly as a kid, so he was just like so that's why, I guess.
Well, he's certainly doing all right now because his vocals are absolutely crisp. Jacob, you first hit the world stage in 1989. The album No Fuel, Left for the Pilgrims come out. It was an international success for you. How did the band go from just a local band in Copenhagen to absolute stardom across the globe?
That was a huge change. We had made 2 albums on an independent label in Copenhagen before that album, and we were very young, and we were sort of like, we were still in school and we still had jobs, and it was something we did. We didn't think that it would become a way of living, but I think we began taking the music and ourselves more seriously. So we wanted to write. The first 2 albums were just, we were just like putting on a show. And this album, we thought that, okay, let's try new. We felt like the urge to write some music which was closer to what we felt, and somehow we took the decision of becoming professionals in that time, and so we were actually ready for full-time working. So I think we were ready to do that, but it was amazing to suddenly Warner Brothers was there. They paid for everything. They flew us around the world on business class and riding limos that Madonna and Prince paid for, and and it was great, but we didn't go from zero to stardom. We weren't big, but we were touring and working, so, and that helped us, coping with the whole thing.
Yeah. And there was an absolute string of hits from the album. Most remember Sleeping My Day Away. That was a huge hit here in Australia. Jihad, Point of View, and my favorite from the album, Girl Nation.
Mm.
It must have been an amazing time for you guys, you know, to go from what you called zero to international stardom.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and you know, I was only 22 years old, so
Wow.
that was fun. 22, 23 years. I remember when we were in Australia. I had turned 23. We came straight from Japan,
Yeah.
and they worked us like crazy over there.
Japan love their pop, don't they?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I want to take you back though to 1988. The special album
Yeah.
come out, and that's where I first discovered you guys. My favorite track off that, "Counting the Cattle,"
Yeah.
and it
Okay.
is still
Yeah.
done with absolute aplomb, mate. So even my mother, who's 72, loves "Counting the Cattle."
Yeah. Yeah, but that was, you know, that was what we did before, you know, things like that, just taking the piss, you know.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of fun doing that. And I think have you ever heard our Christmas song?
No, I haven't. What's the Christmas song?
It's absolutely bonkers crazy. So it's about.
I'm gonna have to research it
It's
now.
also yeah, you have to find it. It's called "Sad Sad Christmas." It's I promise you, it's just as stupid as "Counting the Cattle."
All right, I need to look out for that. 1991, you were still hitting international success with "Risking It All." We all remember down here in Australia, "Bad Craziness." Can we expect "Bad Craziness" to hit the set list when you come to Australia next week?
Yeah, we'll play that too, and the other songs you mentioned from No Fuel. Yes, yes, and we still play those songs all over the place. Bad Craziness was a big song in Scandinavia when it came out back then.
Yeah. The other favorite track of mine as well is "I Won't Cut My Hair," mate. I've lived to that song to this very day, and I still won't cut my hair. Does that make the set list?
It's been on for the whole summer up here.
Yeah.
But we have to cut some songs. I don't know if it'll make it. We'll have to see.
Oh no! Please send my feedback to Jesper, Stig,
okay,
well.
I'll tell everyone. Yeah. Yeah.
So you do hit Australia next week. You open up in Brisbane on the 17th of November, move down to Sydney on the 18th, Melbourne on the 19th of November, and then my hometown on the 22nd of November. What else can Australian fans expect when you hit the stage?
We obviously we can't bring the whole show. We can't bring the stage setup. So, but we are going to play. We're gonna try to make a set list that we play quite a few of those songs that you guys know from those first two albums, and a selection of the of songs from the later albums. And it's pretty close to the set list that we play in Europe.
Nice.
Yeah. So and we're gonna play 1.5, 2 hours, I think.
Okay. Can you make "Counting the Cattle" a special request for the Perth concert?
I'll tell everyone you said so. in Perth. We played twice in Perth.
All right, so you've had a really strong recording history since "Risking It All" in 91. You've recorded 8 albums since. The latest album, "A Prayer for the Loud." Amazing, great tracks from that as well. "Burning Star," "Prayer for the Loud," "Nothing Ever Changes." Do we expect to see a few songs on the set list from that album?
Yeah, we're definitely playing "Prayer for the Loud." That's a single. uh, what was yeah. So that's track. Yeah, we especially I really like that track. So
Yeah,
it'll definitely be there. Yeah.
yeah. I know. Before we hit the record button, you said you're going for your morning walk in Copenhagen. I can promise you, you won't be wearing that jacket when you do a morning walk over here in Australia, mate. You're about to enter into some very hot temperatures.
I like that. I'm looking forward to that. Very good, because they asked us. The promoter asked, "Do we want to come down in September?" I said, "No, I want to come down in November, because then it's like this in Denmark, and then it's nice and hot.
Yeah,
in your country. Yeah,
it definitely is, mate. You've only had one lineup change in the 40 years. In 1999, correct my pronunciation on this, and apologies in advance. Laos.
yeah.
I got that right? You beauty.
Yeah, very, very close.
1999.
Yeah.
How important is it for a success of a band to try and keep its core members together?
I think it's very important for a rock band, because I think the whole idea of this, the whole mythology of a band, will be destroyed if you have too many changes, and a band is like, you grow up, you follow a band, and then it becomes part of your history and part of your life story, and you can relate to different things, and you can relate it, and all the good and bad that happened in your life, and so that connection. I think that connection is important, because then you feel you have, someone is following you on the planet. You're following the band, and the band is actually following you. They're still there up on the stage, these four old geezers, and it makes somehow it makes you connect to people in the audience and the band, and that's your community. I think that's important.
Definitely. No, very well spoken. Any special message for your fans here in Australia in anticipation of the concerts next week?
I've been looking forward to going to Australia for 30 years. Not only to play, because I know that Australians, they have like Danes, they like rock and roll, they like have a good time, but they don't take it too seriously. I mean, and the Danes and the Australians, they are very similar on that point. Also in Australia.
Hello, I think we've lost Jacob.
Beer from draft. Like,
we're back. We're back.
And and that's absolutely fine. And you don't see that anywhere else in the world. Maybe in Denmark, but I think that's very disarming, and makes you it's a good vibe. You guys, you can have a good time in a relaxed way. I like that, so I'm looking forward to that.
Mate, we certainly do like our rock down here, and we celebrate with a few cold lemonades, let me tell you.
Yeah.
What's next in the world of DAD? After this tour, you got a bit of a break. You then join the Monsters of Rock cruise. What are you guys doing in the meantime?
We are trying to create new and exciting sounds for the people of the earth, and that will eventually become an album, which I hope can be released in late 24, early 25. That's the plan. That's why, and we're trying to take time off touring. Det er godt vejr, ikke? Held og lykke. I just met my friend.
Oh, there you go. Give us a wave.
Yeah. He's a personal trainer, and he's working in this weather.
Amazing. It never stops, does it?
No.
All right, I'm going to ask you one final question before I let you go and pack your bag ready for Australia. Bring plenty of singlets, plenty of shorts. And if you don't have any thongs, I'll have a pair here for you in Perth. But my final question for you, Jacob, is if there's any advice you can give a new musician entering the industry, what's the best bit of advice you give them?
It's that if you follow your passion, you can't go wrong. I mean, you can't make, it's not, it would never be a mistake if you put time into what makes you, what makes you happy. So if you want to play the guitar, play the flute, play the drums, write lyrics, play football, I mean, you can't spend too much time on it. You just go ahead.
Yeah, that's brilliant advice. So Jacob, on behalf of the Rock House, I really appreciate your time. I'm really looking forward to you and the band playing Counting the Cattle here in Perth. I'm going to hold you to that.
Yes. Okay. Very good.
But
okay, thank
all
you.
the best, my dear friend. Look after yourself and see you next week.
Yeah, you too. Okay, I'll see you there. I'm looking forward.
Thanks,
you very
mate.
much.
Take care.
Okay. Bye.